Hello, I'm Nathan Tudor. I'm here with Wolverhampton Wanderers reporter. It is Mr. Liam Keane. Liam, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Liverpool 3. Look, yet again, a game of two halves.
It's a cliche, but it's totally accurate. I mean, Wolves were absolutely wonderful in that first half, and we're stood here now.
Better than Man United, really, I think.
Yeah, I think so. And we're stood here now, what is it? Quarter to 3 means nothing. It's so disappointing because Wolves, they took the lead. Pedro Neto, absolutely superb. Bellegarde as well, excellent. But Neto solo run, takes a couple on, nice ball in, Hwang, right place, right time, like he always is, 1-0. And you're thinking, right, okay, 7 minutes in, Wolves are looking good, Bellegarde's getting on the ball, he's taking players on, he's finding passes, everyone making tackles.
Crowds up for it.
Gomez, Lamina making tackles, everything is working perfectly. Semedo having a great first half, getting down the right, everything's working really well. Cunha, massive chance. What is it? 35 to 40 minutes, whatever it might be. Huge chance. Completely mistimed.
Brilliant from Neto again.
Yeah, brilliant from Neto again. He doesn't even need to jump and completely mistimes it. If he stands there and gets his neck behind it, it's 2-0.
He could have waited for it.
Exactly.
Done a couple of Haaland Globetrotter dribbles and then slotted it in. It was an unbelievable miss.
Jumped through it, completely mistimed it. Terrible miss. And we're just hoping the Wolves aren't going to pay for that in the second half. And lo and behold, they do. They come in, they sit behind the ball, allow Liverpool to play. The pressure builds and builds and builds. 10 minutes into the second half, Cody Gakpo equaliser, and from then onwards, only one team looked like winning, if anyone.
Yeah.
And Wolves defensively again not covering themselves in glory. Jose Sarr letting the ball go under him for Robertson's winner, but of course they scored a third in the end anyway. And the third is just adding insult to injury. Really, I think it comes off Bueno in the end, doesn't it? And actually, it's an own goal, not Harvey Elliott. So it's just incredibly frustrating because how can a team go from so good and so dominant in the 45 minutes to so just poor? I've got no other word for it. Absolutely awful in that second half, and just invited pressure.
Well, like you say, invited pressure, and Liverpool made the right substitutions.
Yeah.
Did Wolves make the wrong ones?
Yeah, I think it's a really important point. Their substitutions were better than ours today, and that had a big impact on the game. Now, of course, quality of squads. Liverpool are going to have that, but you've got to look at the context, the individuals.
The system, what was working for them.
Exactly, the system, and it just didn't work. And you look at...
I feel like when Gary Neal made substitutions, it was like, let's just get this 1-1 out here.
Yeah, exactly.
Klopp at half-time onwards, wanting to win that game.
Yeah.
That half-time, they weren't thinking about drawing this game, getting back into it. They still wanted to win it. Like you say, quality better, but goodness me, I mean, we were very, very defensive. Even like bringing Matt Doherty on, on the right wing.
Well, I mean, I like Doherty. I would have actually wanted him to come on or start the game, but probably at right back and not come on right wing. I think you could have brought him on for Semedo and made another switch, perhaps maybe move someone over onto that flank, and I think it would have made more sense, to be honest. And then you look at bringing Traoré and Doyle on. I'm not against bringing them two players on by any means, absolutely not.
I think Bellegarde was gassed.
Yeah, no,
it's fair enough.
And Lamina as well. So I'm not arguing with that at all. But you have to look at the context here again. How many games now in a row? Gomez and Lamina absolutely wonderful in that first half, and they gassed big time in that second half. The intensity they're playing at the moment, I think they're struggling to keep it for a full 90 minutes, and Wolves are paying because of that. Really, it's just so disappointing. And you look to that point about gassing out and not playing to the same intensity. Wolves have conceded 11 goals in these 5 Premier League games so far. 10 of them have come in the second half.
Wow!
10 in the second half. The one was Brighton here when they won 1-0 at half time. That's the only one of those 11. That was first half goal. Wolves are struggling to stay in games and maintain performances, and that is where they're losing the games at the moment.
Struggling to stay in games, Liam, but you look at Cunha on the bench, second half when he's benched, and he's looking into the sky and he can't believe it. He's not just that chance, but there's one after that, right on half time as well, where he's got to do better. Look, I think Cunha's link-up play was actually very good, and it is good. But you're £43 million, you're there to stick the ball in the back of the net. You can't miss these type of chances. And I think there's a belief there that from the defence as well, like when they go behind, they know they're not going to get a 2-2, or they know they're not going to come from behind because they can't put the ball in the back of the net. So they just look so down when they concede. They look like it's just a formality that they're going to lose, and I think that's the frustration because there's nothing up top to say that Wolves are going to get 4 chances a game and score 3, and it's just not going to happen. They need a multitude of chances to score 1 today. They were there for the taking today. Look at that defence. That defence was dreadful. They were all over the shot first half. Liverpool all over the shot, and to come away with 1 goal and to get beat 3-1, That's just absolutely shocking.
No, it really is. No, all of the criticism of Cunha scoring goals, taking chances, the money he spent on him is all absolutely accurate. His overall play today was actually pretty decent, and he does so much more.
He does more than what Kalajdzic and Fabio can do.
Does so much more for the team than anyone else. Hence why I can understand he's playing and starting. But what does it come down to? What are the fine margins in football? It's that chance. It's that second one that you mentioned right at the end of the first half as well.
Yeah.
All of the link play means for absolutely nothing when you don't score that chance. He scores that, Wolves win that game today. I'm confident Wolves
agreed. 2-0
win that game
over. Absolutely.
At 1-0, was I ever confident Wolves were not going to concede? Not for a minute.
No.
Because unfortunately at the moment Wolves are getting turned inside out defensively, at least at moments in games, if not for whole halves. The amount of times Dawson and Kilman and Semedo got caught out today towards the end when Liverpool did start to score. It's happening too often at the moment, and it comes back to earlier points I've made where I think certain players, Doherty, Totti, Gomez, should be playing, and I'm going to keep banging that drum because I really believe that those two players, Totti in particular, right now, based on what we've seen, should be playing.
How many chances does Harvey Elliott need? 1. Okay, it came off Bueno, but how many chances does he need? 1 out of 1. How many chances does Andy Robertson need? 1 out of 1. These are
defending by the way for the track.
Oh, terrible. Jose Sá as well. Goodness me.
Yeah, exactly.
Terrible. But at the same time, these guys are converting. They're getting 1 chance for the game, and that's why they're playing for Liverpool. But at the same time, goodness me, you look at that now, Liam, that's 4 defeats in 5 games. We can talk about the stats and we can talk, and I'm sure Gary Neal will talk about the created chances, it's great, but there comes a time when I'm not that bothered because it doesn't matter because you can't get the ball in the back of the net. You've lost 4 from 5, you've got 3 points from 5 games, albeit, yes, they've had a difficult start to the season, but they go to Kenilworth Road now, they go to Luton. No bloody excuses now, mate. You've got to go there, you've got to win, not even draw. You've got Man City coming in here next, you can't really say they're going to get anything from there. If they are going to do anything apart from being a relegation battle this season, they've got to start converting, and it starts next Saturday, and if they don't, well then we know what's going to happen.
Look, we spoke about before the game that football's a weird sport where Wolves are expected to lose today and expected to go to Luton and beat them. It could have easily been the other way round, but the pressure is on now.
Huge.
You lose this game today, you go to Luton next week. Wolves cannot go there and lose that game after what we've seen overall, performances and results-wise, and then today the way they capitulated in the second half. Wolves cannot go there and lose. They cannot afford to do that. So,
and Luton will be thinking exactly the same. They'll be thinking we have to win this game.
And Luton will be looking at Wolves and saying, yes, they've got talented players. Yes, they've played really well in the first half
fancy
today.
Their chances, I guarantee you.
They will think we're at home.
Yeah.
Of all the teams we're going to play this season, when we need to pick enough points to stay in this league, this is a good chance for us. And Wolves, the pressure is really on the players now, and it's whether they are going to crumble under that pressure next week, or whether they're going to stand up, take it on the chest like men, and actually go and play and win that game.
You cannot have heads down like they did today. When they go 1-1, when they go 2-1, you got to, like you say, you got to pad your chest out, because if you don't, then you'll get sucked up and you'll get beat by them because they'll want it more.
Yeah.
And that second half, I'm so angry at that performance.
Yeah, I really am. And it's individuals, it's teams, it's heads going. For me, there's not enough characters on that pitch who are dragging people through it. There's too many players at the moment, and you see that when Liverpool go 2-1 up, you see that when they score the third, drop their heads and coast. And you've got to have someone give them a kick up the arse to this, because it's just frustrating. Because Wolves genuinely should have won that game today, which is incredible to say they've lost 3-1.
You can play great against Liverpool and still get beat 2-0, simple as. But that wasn't Liverpool in that first half that we know and love, or not love, a lot of people love. And you've got to take advantage of it and look, they pay the ultimate penalty.
Pressure's on now, you've got to go to Luton and get something.
Wolves 1, Liverpool 3. For the post-match reaction, make sure you log on to expressthestar.com.